Su-27 Flanker is the first entry into the flight sim arena for SSI and Mindscape. The main thrust of Su-27 is realism, and then add a bit more realism.
It has a few more firsts, too.
Like what?
Well, it's the first game that I know of that announced an upgrade patch before the sim even hit the shelves.
Yep, there are a few people that feel this sim was released too early in order to make it in the store shelves before the holiday buying frenzy.
It's also the first game to be developed in Russia, and they kept the Russian alphabet in your cockpit display rather than convert it into English. So now I have to learn to fly one of the most advanced fighters in the world by the book and do it in a foreign language. This is just way too complex.
That's your opinion. Anyone looking for substance, content, and precise accuracy in a sim will love the new gaming engine that SSI put into Su-27.
Oh yeah, like someone will enjoy a game that takes as much effort to learn as I put into my inorganic chem final last semester.
Your problem is that you have the attention span of a 5-year-old.
Hey, no name calling allowed in this review.
Sorry.
No problem. I'm just a guy that wants to jump right into the action. That's what I look for in a sim.
Well, then you're right. This one may not be for you. Su-27 Flanker is definitely not a yank and bank type sim. But if you want to become immersed in flight detail, you'll love it.
Back to the patch. What gives?
According to SSI, a patch will be available in a month or so that will add the following features: an encyclopedia of objects, rear view mirrors.
No rear view mirrors. There's no way to watch your 6 without them.
Nope, the real Su-27 has limited visibility, and so do you. Although they do mention rear view mirrors, they were omitted from this release version.
What else will this patch do?
One of the biggest complaints I have is that the active ECM jammers fail to function.
Let me guess. Cheap communist products?
No, forgotten code.
Worse.
SSI also said they may include clouds with the new patch.
Clouds? You mean there are no clouds in the sim?
Nope, SSI said that until they're satisfied that they can achieve an accurate simulation of the impact that clouds have on target acquisition and weapon systems, there will be no clouds.
Man, that sucks.
I would have thought they could have found some sort of happy medium, but it seems that their prime concern goes back to accurate and realistic simulation.
You mean there's a method to their madness?
Appears so. Another feature that we all thought would be included with Su-27 was head-to-head capabilities. Obviously, we had some bad information. There is no head-to-head options, and we may not see it anytime soon.
Jeez, this keeps getting more and more bizarre by the minute. I'm afraid to ask, but are we missing anything else?
Just a few odds and ends like the lack of sound when the pilot either ejects or is shot down.
How's the rest of the sound in Su-27?
As realistic as possible.
Now what the hell does that mean?
There's very little sound in the real Flanker. Therefore, SSI has made the soundtrack a bit more Spartan than most recent flight sims. I'm a bit disappointed that they left out wingman communications and chatter.
That's news to me. I didn't know that the Russian Air Force was loaded with psychics. What are the graphics like? Hold it. Don't tell me. Stickman.
No, I like the graphics. They're not 3D rendered like Flight Unlimited was, but the detailing is well done and the frame rate is smooth, even on my 486. It sort of reminds me of a jazzed up Falcon 3.0. Plus, they've added several live cockpit movies that are done in Indio video technology. They help to give you a feel for the real aircraft.
Well, finally some good news. I feel that a good frame rate and accurate detail is more important than some graphic eye candy that just slows down my DOS games.
Oh, I guess I forgot to mention that Su-27 Flanker is the first flight sim designed exclusively for Windows 95.
Not another first. This nightmare will never end!
Fear not, the upgrade patch will allow both a DOS and a Windows 95 installation.
Why in the world do I want to spend my hard-earned money on a flight sim that's only half finished?
Gameplay.
Okay, you have my attention. Tell me more.
SSI has abandoned the standard campaign mode and developed an incredible new mission planner. Su-27 Flanker comes with 48 missions. The missions are categorized as follows. First, training missions. These come with a recorded flight of the sortie that allows users to see how the mission should look and feel.
SSI gets an attaboy for that one. What other types are included?
Then there are pilot missions that represent several weeks of a war. These missions were designed to be more progressive and diverse than the training category. These missions use the classified feature of the mission editor that prevents the user from being able to view all the enemy situation.
That seems like a solid concept. Any more?
You can play squadron leader missions, which will allow you to control one or more wingmen. Then there are generals missions. These are structured in nature and can run with or without the user piloting any aircraft. You can deploy, add, and generally control all activities for the Russian forces.
You're right, that mission editor sounds like it really smokes.
I also like the detail in the cockpit gauges. They act like the real thing. You can even read each engine's exhaust temperature to within a few degrees. It also has realistic auto landing systems that bring you down to the threshold of any airfield that are ILS equipped.
I'm beginning to see what you mean. It's hard to hate this sim. At least what there is of it.
The manual's not bad either. It's packed with background info and general weapon and aviation knowledge that makes for good reading. I thought the installation and setup was as simple as any Windows 95 software. Just keep in mind that you need to configure your joystick with the Windows 95 configuration program before you install Su-27. If you don't, you'll need to repeat the installation.
Su-27 Flanker sounds like it has great potential. I think the mission planner and graphics are solid hits, but what bothers me are all the features that are promised in an upgrade. It seems that this sim was released a bit too soon.
I agree, this is one of the most accurate flight models that you'll ever find. In fact, it might be a bit too accurate for a few people. It has a long learning curve that will not sit well with the turn and burn arcade types.
But a true flight sim fan will be in seventh heaven with this baby, while the rest of us will want to wait for the upgrade patch. If you're a casual sim fan, why don't you work your way up to this Russian bear before you wrestle with it?